Good morning, class. Welcome to today's lesson. Today's lesson is a really fun one to do. Today's lesson is about using masks to isolate certain colors to really create a striking image. In order to do this, we need to understand, first of all, what layers are. And they're the same that we talked about way back in Unit 1 when we were talking about vector images and how you can have different layers within an image. It's the exact same thing now. And remember, I guess the best way to think about it would be if your image, the two-dimensional image that you see, is actually a stack of transparent papers. And they're transparent because it allows you to see not just what's on them, but also what's behind them. Okay? And what masking does in Photoshop is it allows you to select what parts of each layer you want to be see-through and what parts of each layer you want to not be see-through. Okay? So by doing this sort of thing in an image, if you're trying to create an image like the one you see here on your screen where the lake is blue and everything else is black and white, what I did is I created two layers and both of the layers had the exact same image on them to start. Okay? And the layer I put on the bottom I made black and white, and the layer that I kept on the top was colored. Now, if both layers I left them like that and I had them both visible, then all you would see is the colored image because that's the one that's on top. And because it's colored, everything below it, you can't see. Okay, but what I then did is with the image that's on the top, I made it so you could see through everything. So it was an image which was there, and by putting a mask on it, I made sure everything was see-through. So all you saw was the layer that was underneath, which is the black and white image. And then on the mask, I colored in, I painted in, whatever you want to describe it as. I used the brush to identify what part of the image was not supposed to be see-through. And the part of the image that was not supposed to be see-through is this blue lake here. So what this picture is there's two layers. There's one layer at the bottom, which is black and white, and then the layer on top of that is completely transparent, so you can see right through it except for the lake, which I then said, no, this part here you have to not allow people to see through, which is why the color comes through. Okay, so that's one application of using masks. There are several applications of masks, which I think we're going to get through one, maybe two other ones through these tutorials, okay? And I'm about to now show you how to do that. The hardest part I found for this was actually finding a good idea, but this is the idea that I have here. This is the image. And my first thought here is those eyes are awesome. I thought that would be a really cool picture to just turn the eyes, the irises of the eyes as colored and everything else black and white to really highlight how blue and incredibly beautiful those eyes are. So in order for us to do that, the first thing we have to do is duplicate this image. So right click on it, duplicate the layer. Now I've got two layers, my background, which I need to turn black and white, and then the top layer here, which I need to turn into a mask and just highlight the areas that I want to show color through. So in order to do this, the first thing we need to do is turn this background to be black and white. And the way that we do that is we're going to make sure you have your background image selected, and then select this button here and go to hue/saturation and turn the saturation all the way down. Okay. Now you might be thinking, that's not doing anything. Well, it is doing something. But remember, we've got this layer on. This layer here is completely opaque. You cannot see through this. So this layer here is on top, and it's saying, don't show anything underneath this, only show this image. Now, if I turn this layer off, that's where you see that the image below the background layer is now black and white. And as I do this, I can change the saturation. I can change the hue to make the colors different as much as I want. I can change how light or dark it is. But for the purposes of this, what we're doing is we're turning the saturation to -100, turning it all the way down, which gives us a black and white image. Okay, so that's a background layer. Now what I need to do is I need to make this image, this layer here, completely transparent except for the eyes. And the way that you do that is you select your first layer, go to Layer, Raster Mask, and choose Reveal All. Ideally, you would be able to choose Hide All and work from there, but I found a really weird glitch when I was using this program. So what I would do is I go to Add Reveal All, and when you turn this layer on, you see everything through it. You need to then make sure your brush is on black. Go to your brush here, Make it fairly large depending on the size of your image, but you're going to want to color everything black. Okay? Because when it's black, that means that you are making it transparent. And when it's white, you are saying, don't make it transparent, this is staying on top. And now that I've got everything colored black, I can change my brush to white. And whatever I want to remain colored, I can click on, and it will cause whatever's white, as you can see over here, whatever is white is going to not be transparent, which means it's going to be colored, and everything that is black on this image over here is then going to be transparent, only showing us our black and white background. Okay, so this is, again, you've got to be a little bit more careful than I did. So zoom in, change your brush size to whatever size you want it to be, and just start painting over whatever you want to be colored. Okay? That's got to be a little bit bigger. There's one eye. And there's the other. And there's your image. Now you would then go to export, and you would have your image saved. And if you look at your layer over here, you'll see the two tiny little white spots here. That's because, again, we're saying, do not let us see what is behind this. This colored area is staying on top, and then everything else is see-through, allowing us to see the black and white image behind it. Okay, that's how masking works. And that's this tutorial. So what I want you to do is find your own picture that you want to have color highlighted on. You can choose to do someone's eyes. You can choose to do whatever you want. This is completely up to you. Isolate for color and put only, you don't need to put the before and after picture, just put your after picture, just put this picture on your PowerPoint, okay? And that's all for today. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys around.